Hello, folks.
I always get so confused. It all of a sudden just pops out of nowhere. It's like 5:30, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, shoot.
Well,
No, I mean shit.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm Greg,
I'm Jeff.
and we're the 4040 Men.
Yeah. We're streaming live to Facebook. We're streaming live to Twitch. We're streaming live to anywhere
YouTube.
else. YouTube. So we're live.
From the Loose Moose in Toronto, Ontario.
Yep. They have copious amounts of really good beers. I for now am trying the
Central City Red Racer.
Central City Red Racer Pilsner. You said they're a West Coast beer?
Yeah, Burnaby.
They're from Burnaby. If you've been to Burnaby, you realize that's probably the only thing they're doing there is making beer. It's a nice place.
Let's bring it back to Toronto.
Yeah.
The episode today is called The Six,
Not
not
Toronto.
Toronto. We'll tell you
Can
why.
guess why? No, you probably can't guess why. Cause
Anyway, last week, Jays, although you look at the last couple of games and they got the crap kicked out of them by the Yankees 7-0 and 12-2, they actually split the series with the Yankees and swept Cincinnati. So we went 5-2 on the week, and we're only 5.5 games back. We're one game under 500, so we're 28-29.
We may have helped determine the what's going to happen with Zach Cozart as the season goes on because the NL Central's very heavy packed, as we all know. Zach Cozart is having a killer season for a shortstop.
Yeah.
Probably the best overall shortstop in baseball right now, numbers and fielding wise, because his fielding is second best to the next Addison Russell, apparently.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati's still under 500, but they're like 4 games out from the lead in the National League Central. So
And we definitely pounced on them and made them a seller instead of a buyer.
Well, that's the thing. Do you sell? But who's going to buy him? If you look through all the teams looking for shortstops, there really isn't anybody looking for one.
We're not looking right now because, we've got Tulo, and Tulo is just coming back, and he's...
Well, they're saying the one team that could possibly be looking for Cozart, and this is just kind of a possibility, is Colorado.
Random, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a possibility you might see him go there. If not, they might just keep him around for a little while longer. But he is a free agent at the end of the year, so he's either going to go to a contender and make a crap load of money, or he's going to stay in Cincinnati and make a crap load of money.
Either way, he's going to make a crap load of money.
He's going to make a crap load of money. He's finally coming into his own. It took him only like 4 or 5 years to do it, but
so we'll talk about why we called it the Six.
I still think the Six is a stupid name for Toronto. Stupid. Drake, stupid.
Edinson Volquez pitched a no-hitter for the Marlins on the weekend.
Yep.
The Marlins have only been a team since 1993, but they have 6 no-hitters to their credit. The Jays have 1 in their entire thing, and that wasn't even by 1993.
September 3rd, 1990.
Dave Steed.
In Cleveland, flying out to Junior Felix.
Yeah. An expansion team from 1993 has 6, and that's the most by any one team since then.
Yeah.
In terms of career...
They've won more World Series than us in that time, too.
No, they've won the same amount. They've won 2.
Since 93.
Oh, since 93. Okay, yeah, we won more in that span of time.
Right.
But in that span of time, as I said, the Marlins with 6. The Dodgers all-time lead it with 25. Boston Red Sox and Chicago White Sox. So both the Sox actually have 18. And the Jays have 1. Now, in that span of time, 64 no-hitters have been pitched since 1993. And former Jays pitchers have been responsible for 14 of them, not with the Jays.
Yeah.
Halliday for 2, Burley for 2. Like that's we just kind of do a no-hitter.
Had one in there. Like it's I don't know what it is. It's just one of those weird things. It's like Houston never winning the World Series.
Yeah.
Or Texas for that matter.
Texas never won the World Series. Yeah.
So basically,
Houston hasn't. The state of Texas hasn't.
The state of Texas has done nothing except produce baseball players, and that's about it.
And produce kick-ass baseball players, but they can't produce a homegrown. But another reason why it's 6, El Hombre.
Albert Pujols, who, if I was 14 years old, would be the funniest goddamn name out there.
Dude, I'm 40 and it's still funny. Yeah.
Pujols.
600 home runs, and in Grand Slam fashion.
I was reading the only other player to hit a Grand Slam for his 4, 5, 6, or 700th home run. Guess who?
Oh, please let it not be A-Rod.
Carlos Delgado when he hit his 400th.
400th. Nice, cool. I know.
The only players ever do a Grand Slam for their
Wade
century
Boggs. Wade Boggs' 3,000th hit was a home run.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, when he was
Yeah.
playing for Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Yeah, that was
In the latter end of the years. But yeah. That's a feat and a half. There's only 9 players that are in the 600 home run club, 3 that are in the 700.
Yeah.
The
And
next,
half of them shouldn't be there because they're on steroids.
Yeah. except for Hank Aaron.
Okay, well, let's see.
Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was a detriment to himself because he drank himself.
Oh my God!
He shouldn't. Yeah. Imagine if he played today and had access to like the medical facilities we
He
have.
could have possibly beat Sanahara O,
800.
who is still the
major
overall,
league. Yeah.
808, I believe, was his final number. He played in the Japanese league.
The Tokyo Giants.
He has also been mentioned in a Beastie Boys song.
Yes.
So just be aware of the next time you listen. Go, got more hits than Sanahara O.
But yeah, I mean, you've got a couple that sort of just recently joined. I mean, Jim Thome did it just recently.
2011.
Yeah. But I mean, you've got a couple of guys that are quite a way away. Like Miggy Cabrera is going to be the next closest at 451.
And he's just going to make it. Like he counts home runs. The other guy who I thought might have really done well, but I didn't realize that he didn't play. He hasn't played enough to do it. Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, I know he's
got the power to do it.
He's still under 30, but he's also had a lot of injuries as well.
Like he's played more than 140 in a season twice.
Yeah.
And he's been around for 10 years at least already.
But yeah, like he's a guy that definitely has the numbers to do it.
He would have done it. He's not going to do it because he's going to be too hurt. But
yeah, he
had the possibility.
Yeah, he can book 500.
Yeah.
He can go 500. To put this into perspective, you've got Cabrera at 451. You've got Beltran, who's not going to do it at 450 because he's too injured as well.
Yeah.
Beltran at 428.
Beltran still make the Hall of Fame though.
Yeah. For Jay's perspective, you got Edwin Encarnacion at 320 and Batista at 318.
And Encarnacion.
And Encarnacion.
I just love the way Buck says it. I can't stop it. Every time I hear it, it's Buck Martinez way of saying Encarnacion.
But you have to deal with a nasally voice. Edwin Encarnacion.
It's funny because I actually found a photo the other day on one of my photo albums. It's a Instapic taken at Exhibition Stadium of Buck Martinez when I was like 10, but the photo's a really bad one. So like if you got like the shot like this, Buck is in the lower left-hand corner, just his head, and then the rest of it is all like the outfield of Exhibition Stadium. Would have a picture of Buck.
Would this be a baseball paraphernalia? Would this be some other kind of baseball paraphernalia?
It could possibly be baseball
paraphernalia.
Like
a baseball card?
It is not a baseball card.
No, but story about baseball cards.
The baseball cards. So, this guy, I believe, where are we here? I believe he was in Tennessee. I'm going to look this up again. So, he's going through his aunt's attic. 90-year-old aunt. Guy's checking stuff out. And what does he find? He finds a box of unopened baseball, football, and basketball cards that could possibly be worth up to $1 million. Okay? Now, 500,000 of that are based on... There's 19 packs. Okay, for baseball card people, you'll know this. I didn't know. I'm not that big card person, but 19 packs of 1948 Bowman, which is the first ever set of baseball cards put out, all unopened. He had early 1960s Topps and Fleer football, 1959 Fleer Ted Williams cards, and not just for baseball, but in cards in general. He has
rookie cards.
1961 Fleer basketball unopened boxes of wax packs, and that is the year that you had Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and Oscar Robertson's rookie cards. So they're saying that after it's all been said and done, what he found in his aunt's attic is worth $1 million friggin' dollars. So you know what? Go to your 90-year-old aunt's attic and start looking around for shit, because you could have $1 million lying sitting there, and you could be, just knock off your aunt and keep the money. I mean, give your aunt a few dollars and then leave with the rest of the money.
I have comic books. That's what I have.
I have some comic books.
My baseball card collection only goes back to like the 80s. I do have some killer ones in there. I've got a Ransom Onyx.
My 1982 Topps full set has, this is the best ones I've got, the rookie cards for Don Mattingly and Frank Viola.
I do have a mid-90s pack or 1990 pack, which has Michael Jordan before he quit basketball and played baseball, which has Michael Jordan in a Chicago White Sox uniform just taking batting practice just for fun. And that card is in there. So that might be worth something.
My cards from 1990 Fleer, I have one of those cards that are like accidental cards where they make a mistake on them. It's a David Wells card, but the picture on the back is reversed. See, cool. The Blue Jay on it is reversed. And that's probably worth, It'd be 70 cents by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70-cent Fleer.
Double the price of
1990.
what the pack was worth at that
That's
point in
right.
time.
No, I was collecting around them, but that was when baseball cards became huge. All of a sudden, we had
Yeah.
like, especially when Upper
Well,
Deck started
That's
coming.
my problem with it is the fact that there's like 50 different baseball card companies
Yeah.
now. Before there used to be like one or two.
Yeah, there was Tops and there was Fleer,
Yeah.
and in Canada
And then
you had
Upper Deck.
OPG.
And then Upper Deck. Canada was OPG, but they were more.
Well, Upper Deck
hockey
only
cards.
started in '89.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they came in because they had that
Top, yeah,
hologram.
well, Tops was the original.
Yeah, Tops and Fleer were the two big main ones, and obviously Bowman, which we read about here. But yeah, Tops, Fleer, and Bowman were the ones you're always looking at. Anything else in the early baseball cards were done in like packs of tobacco and stuff like that. They were given away
For
in like,
kids,
like
just for kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. The most expensive baseball card ever. From like Cap Wilson. I can't remember. Oh, it's like a card from like 1904 or something like that. It's a base.
And it
it's
still
a card.
exists in
it's
one
a little
piece.
card. There's only like 4 of them that are in primo existence, and it's worth like hundreds of
Well,
thousands of
it wasn't
dollars.
until the 50s that they actually started putting an actual photo on it, because before they used to just be drawings.
Yeah, these were and this was
these
it
drawings,
was
yeah.
a drawing. I keep saying once it's Cap Anson, it's not Cap Anson. Somebody's gonna, if you know what it is, write it on our Facebook page and remind me of who it is again, because it was somebody really popular back then. Honus Wagner. It was the Honus Wagner card. Is
I can
the
see
most
that.
popular one, yeah. So anyway, sell your cards.
Or hold on to them for a
Or
few
hold
years.
on to them, and they'll be worth piddly amounts of money.
Look at your cards. So we'll have a
Beer is worth more than some of those cards.
considering we were having a chat about baseball cards and stuff that could be worth something one day, maybe let's have a little look at the farm report.
Oh, no, not the farm report.
The farm report.
Brought to you by
Us, really,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
Soon to be someone else though. But
Yes. You could be our sponsor.
the Bisons seem to be actually doing pretty well. Bisons actually had a pretty good week, 31 and 23.
But as you said about our Bisons, it's a team of 30-somethings.
Yeah, there is no one really of note to mention in the Bisons at this point in time to sort of pay attention to, with the exception of
Jeff
Beliveau.
For those of you who don't know who the hell we're talking about,
He's
Jeff
a
Beliveau is
30-year-old
not
pitcher.
related to Jean Beliveau, first of all. He is a 30-year-old journeyman guy who's pitched it a little bit in the majors. He's a lefty. He was going to probably be added to the Jays roster in time for the Oakland series starting tonight. He's got a middling 4 ERA, thrown about 50 innings overall. He's just a depth arm at this point.
Yeah.
If he does well, he'll probably just take over a little bit from Jason Grilli.
Which gotta love Jason Greeley, but you know what? 4 home runs in 1 inning. Love the guy to
Blue
death.
Jay
but-
record.
Love the guy to death, but
Blue Jay record.
he has to sort of take a seat for a little while. The Fisher Cats, New Hampshire Fisher Cats, 22 and 33. Not so hot, but one to watch there is Connor Green, 2013 7th rounder from Santa Monica High School back then. His stats are decent. Nothing to write home about,
No.
but 2 and 4 with a 3.66 ERA, 43 strikeouts. He's they're comparable.
Well, you were saying Sean Reed Foley's been doing a little bit better.
A little bit better, but
Still
at
too
the
many
diff-
walks.
Yeah, still too many walks. Dunedin, high A, which is essentially where we send everyone for rehab.
Yeah.
Because
Because that's where our complex is.
Yeah.
In Dunedin,
29 and 28. One to add to the family pack though, which
we
I just
didn't know.
mentioned.
I don't know why we've never heard this.
Yeah,
Up
but,
until we were talking about it today. I don't know why.
Kevin, spelled Cavan, Biggio, son of Craig Biggio, obviously from Houston, Texas. He's pretty much his dad. Like, has the same kind of stats as his dad. He's not a home run guy. He's a batting average guy, but he's just sort of coming to the fold. He can be added into the family pack, as you've stated, with Bo Bichette and Vladdy Jr. Down in Lansing. Bo Bichette is at 384. 6 homers, 32 RBIs, and Vladdy Jr. 331 with 4 homers and 30 RBIs. So
the power will come with these two. They're still like Vladdy's still not even 20 yet. You know, Bo Bichette I think is 20.
Yeah.
You know, these are guys who power comes later. And as we've stated before, Bo Bichette, I don't know why they're not playing him as shortstop.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the trajectory of him,
they've just got him as infield.
Yeah. If he's trajectorying up, he's around when you probably start trading Troy Tulowitzki his $20 million contract in like 2019 maybe. That's unless he's killing it next year, and then he might be brought up before that.
Yeah, but we are fully stocked with catchers. Like we have catchers out the yin yang, and that's a rarity for us.
Yeah, we have the best homegrown catcher we've ever had would be Pat Borders,
Yeah.
Ernie Witt.
Well, Ernie Witt, I don't think was a homegrown. Ernie Witt was
homegrown.
yeah, but Pat Borders, I would say, the best one
Ernie
because
Witt was one of the originals.
obviously Pat Borders was a World Series MVP. So you got to factor that. But I mean, we've got a good solid 5 that are under the age of 24.
Yeah.
And they're good to take.
That's good trading chips right there.
Yeah, Michael De La Cruz, Danny Jansen, Max Pentecost, just to sort of name a few.
I mean, Pentecost is going to be the guy you're going to be looking at. He's the one that's got the most hype. He's living up to his hype. His shoulder's getting better. He's throwing up 5 of 8 runners too.
Yeah.
Like he's actually tossing guys out. So it's not like he's doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then just hitting like he was before because he's had, we see so far, shoulder surgery for a catcher, not good if you're going to throw the ball that much.
Yeah.
And he's apparently lasering the ball to second base right now.
Well, considering we're doing some stats, let's do the
Mention it up.
but it's not the bench from the bench for the week, it's the bench from the bench for the month.
Yes.
For the month of May.
And we'll give you 2 seconds to figure it out who it is. No,
No, and no.
Justin Smoke.
Yeah.
Justin Smoke has a 280 average this month. How many homers did he have?
8 homers, 22 RBIs, and a .944 OBS. But the important thing about this is
14 walks,
14 strikeouts. And like he's usually a strikeout king, and he's got the same amount of walks as strikeouts.
Yeah.
And the strikeouts are in the low teens.
Yeah.
For him, that's awesome.
This is his career year. He's been in for 2 months. He has had stretches where he's done really well before. I'm hoping this is just going to stay that way. And again, if it doesn't, then we got Steve Pearce be back off the table at some point who'll probably take over for him anyway.
Now,
but for who he is,
Yeah.
he's doing.
Like Batista officially had a better month because he was hitting 317, 9 homers, 21 RBIs.
But you expect.
But you expect that, and we're paying for it.
Yeah.
In terms of the pitchers, you got Estrada. Although he got bitch slapped on Thursday, I went to that game 12-2. It was not pretty. Gary Sanchez hit 874 feet worth of home runs in that game.
Yep.
But yeah, Estrada was 349 average, 349 ERA, 4-1, 45 strikeouts, and 7 base on balls.
Well, you want to talk about bargains? Joe Smith.
Yeah.
He signed him for a year at $3 million, and his strikeouts to innings ratio, I think he's at like 13 per 9 innings, and his ERA is around 3 or lower. And the only reason that 3 is because he kind of sucked at the beginning of the year, but lately he's just been dominant.
Yeah. But you have to factor in that Estrada was a cast-off.
Yeah.
Gave up so many home runs in Milwaukee.
Estrada is third in the American League in strikeouts behind noted strikeout artists like Chris Sale, who was obviously number 1, and Chris Archer, who's number 2. And number 3, Marco Estrada.
He's
what does he do? Throws 50 miles an hour slower than the other 2 guys.
Yeah. He gave up 6 home runs in May, and 4 of them were in that game. So factor in that.
Yeah.
Well,
speaking of 4 home runs in a game,
we mentioned Greeley. Knock on wood.
How far do you go? How far do you go with Greeley? How often do you keep putting him out there?
Turn him into a coach.
I don't think they'll do that though.
I don't know.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
But like, what else do you do with him? Like, he's not. He pitched all right in the game before that.
I think you give him a week off. You give him a week off. You don't use him. You literally take him with you. You give him a week off just to sort of.
Do you think he's hurt?
I don't know. Give him a week off just in case he is, right? Also to get his head right, because pitching is confidence as well. Because look at what happened to some of our pitchers who used to be studs and lost some confidence. I mean, one that comes to mind, Ricky Romero. Ricky Romero was an opening day. Went from an opening day starter to he's not even playing anymore.
I think he was in the Dodgers farm system.
Yeah, but like way down in the farm system. I'm pretty sure he's
keep
retired.
talking. I'm going to find out where the hell Ricky Romero is.
You want to know? Another good little stud from this year. 8 for 8 in save opportunities. Roberto Osuna, I should say. 17 strikeouts, 2 base on balls, and a .71 whip. Now you're going to have a good whip to be a closer, but
I was reading, and this is interesting, that his first strikeout in the major leagues was Alex Rodriguez.
Osuna's.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Apparently, Rodriguez said that he had the capabilities to be as good as Mariano.
Oh, yeah, I feel so.
I think so.
Because he's still young. He's 23.
Yeah.
No, not even. No, he's 21. So he's 21. Roberto Osuna, 21.
He's a young pup.
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I was looking up Ricky Romero stuff, and I hit this.
And where is he?
I'm trying to find that out right now. Why is he? Yeah.
We'll get to that one in a bit.
Yeah, keep talking.
We'll do the injury report while you're looking through, because speaking of injuries, So this is actually the first week where we're actually doing okay. We're getting a lot of guys back. We did get a little bit of bad news because of Devin Travis, but the news is actually a hell of a lot better than it could have been because the hand got X-rayed. He got hit by a pitch yesterday. Hand got X-rayed. It's not broken, so he's just going to take some time off. So he's going to be a day-to-day. Martin is a day-to-day with a neck strain. Sanchez still on the 10-day. We still have to figure out what's going on with that.
Pierce.
And Pompey and Pierce are both going to do rehab stints in Dunedin. It's pretty bad that we actually have to have a little bumper because we've got an injury report because we've always had a lot of injuries. But this week, it's actually, for Jays fans, it's actually pretty good.
I found out where Ricky Romero is playing.
Where's that?
Ricky Romero is starting for the Toros de Tijuana. The Tijuana
I had a guess he was
Toros
going to be in the
the
Mexican League. Oh, I'm so
He is
excited
in
about
the
that.
Mexican League.
So excited about that. Ricky Romero, Mexican League.
Yep. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit of team stats here. So the month of May was very good. The Jays, by the way, in the month of May went 18-10. The only teams to actually do better than that in that span were Houston Astros, who are on fire right now.
Killing it.
10-game win streak and 41-16.
Yeah, like everybody else in the AL West is under 500,
Yeah.
and then they have the best.
And then
record
they
in
have the best record in baseball. And the Dodgers, who are 35 wins.
Like 25 games over 500 this early in the season.
Yeah,
Like it's ridiculous.
and this is the thing to think of, right? Houston is 20-6 against their own division opponents. But remember how everyone was lauding the Cubs, saying it was the Cubs' year last year at this exact time? The Cubs were 40-17. Houston, one more win, one less loss. So
The only thing with Houston that I would be worried about for them at this point, their hitting is ridiculous. Their fielding is ridiculous. Their
Dallas
pitching-
Keuchel is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Lance McCullers. Like their rotation is good, but the thing is, the rotation is still not fully. Other than McHugh, and they're not really fully vetted yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't really know what to expect from them. There's no guy who's like, there's no like crazy veteran who's leading the team or anything like that. There's just a bunch of good pitchers right now. Just throw the ball really, really well. We don't know what they're going to be like with the full season though. Consistently.
Yeah.
Like that's why when the Cubs were doing it, they had Arrieta and they had
Yeah.
Lackey. They had guys who've been there for a while.
Hate Lackey.
Yeah, I don't like
Hate
Lackey
Lackey.
either.
Such a
You know,
dick.
Lackey's a Lackey.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's not to you, Lackey. I know you, buddy, from the Score. It's okay, man. We're not referring to you.
Oh,
I
we're
know
talking
Danny
about
Sam
John.
Lackey.
We're talking about John Lackey.
Yeah.
Team ERA, we stayed pat at 14th with a 4.18 ERA. You're obviously going to take a hit when you have a 7.
And remember, this is MLB, not
Not just
AL.
yeah.
You're
You're
seventh
when
in the AL.
you're going to give up 7 runs and 12 runs in one game, you're going to take a hit.
Yeah.
The opponent's average is 249. We actually moved up 3 spots. Now factor in that the Yankees have 5 guys that are batting 300. And, we took 2 and lost 2. But the 2 that we lost were terrible.
Nobody hitting 300.
Team holds 24. We're up from 24th. Actually, we're 24th. Now we're 23rd.
What was that intentional walk stat you were telling me
Yeah.
about?
Okay.
That's what I
So
found
this is
interesting.
actually kind of cool. For teams that have intentional walks, like the Jays have
Every
only been
season.
intentionally walked 3 times. Like that's the entire team.
3.
Atlanta 25, Washington 24, and the Cubs 19.
To put that in greater perspective, there is a game where Barry Bonds was intentional walked 5 times by himself.
So this is a factor of this is going to change because we had such a monster May.
Yeah. We had no
they-
Donaldson, we had no Tulowitzki, we had
Tulowitzki, yeah. So they were pitchers were going to test their mettle against whoever came up. And to put that into perspective as well, the Yankees, who have 5 guys batting 300 and kids that are killing it, didn't get respect because they were kids. They've only been intentionally walked twice.
Yeah.
So look at those numbers to go up quite substantially for both teams in that one.
You'll see Donaldson, you'll see Bautista go up,
Mhm.
you'll see Kendrys Morales maybe go up a little bit.
Yeah.
I still don't think you're going to see the rest of the team getting walked too much. Devin Travis maybe,
Yeah,
because he's just been.
because he's
Killed
getting
it.
doubles. That's scoring position right there.
I wonder if he was leading the league and leading the majors in doubles.
Yeah, and he
going
got
into
16 last month. 16 doubles out.
Like that's a double every other game.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't happen very often. So he's probably finally back. I think Devin Travis is no longer hurt anymore. I think
except for the hand.
Yeah, well I think but
That's a 2-game thing. Yeah.
But the hand thing, it's just one of those things where he wasn't playing to his full potential. I think because he was still nursing a little bit. Like he wasn't going full out because he didn't know if he could. Like
Yeah.
I've broken my leg, I've broken my wrist, I've played ball through those kind of things, and you're just so tentative. You don't want anything bad to happen, and it's just a natural reaction for your body trying to take care of itself. But Travis, if he can get over the hand injury that he's got right now, he could hit 50 doubles in a season, which is a pretty damn good number to hit.
That's pretty sick, actually.
Yeah. So if he can do 50 doubles, that would be freaking awesome. We would really appreciate it. So Devin Travis, if you're listening to us, smack some more doubles, rake them like crazy. He'll end up with 15 home runs, 50 doubles, something like that. His slugging will probably be around 500.
Well, here's the thing. As Jays fans, in the last few years, obviously we know we're a home run club. So 249 home runs. We went up 16th spot. So we went up six spots. Granted, think about the first game against Cincinnati where we unleashed the fury 17-2. And we still hit very, very well last week as well. Extra base hits, which we're at 170. We're 15th in the league, so we're league minimum. Like we don't get a lot of extra bases. We get a lot of home runs, and then that's it. So the fact that Travis can give us some doubles, that's key.
This is all again MLB stats, not AL stats.
Not just AL. So this coming week, six games.
Yeah,
so you've
3
got
in Oakland, then we're off, and then 3 in Seattle.
Yeah.
Which conceivably could be okay. The only thing about Oakland right now is they are actually a very decent power hitting team right now. Chris Davis and Yonder Alonso are both but just one home run behind Aaron Judge for to lead the American League.
And you have to factor in that their record looks kind of crap because they've been getting beaten up. They've been getting beaten up by Houston.
Yeah. Right? You think about Oakland though. Oakland is not a home run hitter's haven. It's by any stretch of the imagination.
No, and it's got the crappy bullpen on the sides.
Yeah. They have huge foul lines on
that Tampa and San Francisco.
Yeah, the only ones who have them on the field.
Yeah, and the only reason San Francisco did was because the architect forgot that he had to put them in.
Yeah. So we could conceivably sweep Oakland. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
We could also conceivably sweep Seattle.
Seattle's got some injuries.
They have a lot of injuries. John Segura, the biggest one right now.
Yeah.
He might be out 2 months.
Yeah.
He was the guy they gave up Taijuan Walker for, and Taijuan Walker's been having a pretty decent season for Arizona, who's having a pretty decent season overall.
Yeah.
Segura's maybe 2 months out. James Paxton's back. They have not announced the pitching rotation for the series yet. We don't know if we're facing Paxton or not.
Yeah, they've announced for the Oakland series.
Yeah, but they haven't announced for Seattle. Yeah. So if we can avoid James Paxton, who's a good old Canadian boy from Langley, I believe it's Langley,
BC,
from BC, then if we can avoid him, that'd be fan-friggin-tastic. Because he was, before he got hurt, was pitching like crazy. When he came back, pitching like crazy. Felix Hernandez was on the DL.
Yeah. King Felix we don't have to face, which is cool. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of guys that we've either never faced them before, or it'd be like last time we played them. It was just we just played a whole when they played them here.
And we're facing Gallardo, who we always seem to beat up on.
Yeah, Giovanni Gallardo.
So who's lining up for the Jays tonight? We got Happ versus Sean Manaea. A middling pitcher, 4-3, 3.91 on ERA. Then tomorrow it's Estrada versus Jesse Hahn. Now Jesse Hahn's actually a decent pitcher, but he had calf strain. So he was actually out for a bit. He's actually coming back just in time. So that's one that we might have a little bit of problem.
Estrada's due for a bounce back game. He had a horrible game last game. But his ERA is still under 4, but it's creeping up there.
Yeah. But he's got you give up 7 runs in your start.
He needs a stretch of games to get back down to at least under 3.5.
Yeah.
Because he's at 386 right now, I believe. So he's due for a good game. Again, third in league in strikeouts, which for him is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. A pitcher we got as a joke from Milwaukee. Then Liriano versus Gerald Cotton. Gerald Cotton, 3-6, 5.11 ERA. We should be taken out. That's the thing. Biagini's going to start the first game.
I have nothing to say about that because I have no idea who that is.
Biagini's starting the first game in Oakland, and then in Seattle, and then we'll figure out the rest from that. So, prediction on the week.
I'm going to say at this point, I'm going to say 5-1.
I'm going to say 5-1 as well.
I think we will sweep Seattle. I think we'll do 2 or 3 in Oakland. We don't always play very well in Oakland.
I say the same thing. I say it'll be 2-1 in Oakland, and
let's just say by the end of the week we'll be above 500 again.
Yeah.
So just pay attention because we will be above 500 again.
All right. We're gonna cut out kids. Watch baseball. Look in your attic.
Yes, look in your attic for cards. Leave comments sections or anywhere else you can, or YouTube. Let us know how we're doing. Thank you again to Loose Moose, and we love you. We just love you so much.